Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing tonight, Jack?
Eh,
Eh?
meh.
Yeah,
I'm
these things happen.
exhausted. How are you?
I'm taking my pills because I forgot to, but I'm actually pretty good tonight. I have no real complaints. It wasn't a bad day, and then I actually slept tonight. Well, by tonight I mean from about 3 to 9. So I got some sleep, and I'm feeling kind of refreshed.
Oh,
I feel like a summer's eve. No? All right. I feel like a shampoo commercial.
yeah. Shampoo commercial.
Herbal essence. Ooh, what is she doing in there? We knew what she was doing in there. We know what kind of shower head she had. Stop it.
Same as Steve.
Yeah, she wasn't. She wasn't in there just washing her hair. That's a euphemism.
Some hair.
Keep it in. Thank you so much, Monkey. The in morning typo. It happens. I make typos. It happens, Jack.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, they're all the right letters. That's what I care about. Hey, I've done it wrong with the letters before too, because I don't really pay attention to that part.
You've gotten your name wrong before, so
I have indeed. That though wasn't. I mean, that one I was actually paying attention. I just didn't pay very good attention. I love when I show up and Monkey and Jack are talking about vag. Well, we weren't talking about vag. We were talking about how she was touching her vag when she was pretending to be washing her hair.
Yeah, technically.
So, Jack, we got some things to talk about this evening. First and foremost, top of the docket, Jake Paul lost his first boxing match. I didn't get to watch it. I've seen, and he looked bad. Aside from him cheating, by the way, Jake, It's illegal to hit people in the back of the head during a clinch. And the funny part is he ends up getting a point taken away, but he gets a point taken away because for the umpteenth time, he has hit Fury in the back of the head like that. And I'd already seen it because I'm watching these clips, right? And they get into a clinch, and every time he reaches up and pops him in the back of the head, I'm like, you can't do that. So a little bit later, Fury does it back to him, and Jake's whole corner starts yelling, "Hit in the back of the head!" At which point, the referee deducted a point from Jake Paul because Jake was the one who was doing it. It was a retaliatory smack that Fury did. But I told everybody that as soon as Jake Paul fought an actual fighter, he was going to lose. I had this conversation with BX Beast Boy on the show, last week, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a while ago.
And the people were surprised by this. I don't understand. He's been fighting old geriatric people who don't box. And but he's boxed like Anderson Silva. He's had 4 professional boxing matches in 30 years. You got me there. I guess he did technically professionally box, but he's not a professional boxer. And Fury, for whatever you think about the guy, because he's a reality show star, and there's questions on how seriously he takes boxing. It doesn't seem to be like his older brother, Tyson, world champ. Go Tyson. I like Tyson Fury. But he is an actual boxer, is what he's trained to do. And Jake Paul got his ass whipped. It would have been nice if he got knocked out, but instead it goes to the scorecards where he loses on a split decision because one of the judges apparently was blind. The other two scored at 76-73. The other one is scored at 74-76, I think it was. And split decision, he loses. He did knock down Tommy. I always want to say Tyson Fury. But I was watching the knockdown, and it is a legit knockdown. But it's not a knockdown like you heard him knock. He caught him off center. He catches him with a jab off center. And it honestly looks like it's a blow off his body from the angle that I can see. And he got knocked down because he walked into a punch in the wrong way. So technically counts as a knockdown, scored as a knockdown, but it wasn't like, yeah, he really rung his bell. It was like, you knocked him off balance. But yeah, so he loses his first fight. And it comes out that Drake, you know who Drake is?
The rapper?
The rapper.
You mean the
And
guy from
Degrassi.
Degrassi Next Generation?
Yes, yeah. He bet $400,000 on Paul to win.
Ha ha!
This motherfucker lost 40% of $1 million betting on Jake Paul.
Well, he's got the money, so if he wants to
Well, not
piss away
anymore.
some shit like that.
One, betting that kind of money is ridiculous. You dumbass. You could have helped somebody with that money. I guess he did. He helped a casino owner or somebody with it.
Yeah, there's a bookie somewhere like, woohoo!
Somebody out there got some help, but not him, or not people who could use it. I do want to say this though about Jake Paul before I go on, because I don't think he's a boxer. I think he could be a good boxer eventually. He needs an amateur career, and instead he's having his amateur career as professional fights against people who are way past their prime and aren't boxers. He's going to get his ass kicked anytime he fights a real boxer. It's just going to happen. But to Jake Paul's credit, him and his brother, at least a little bit, have helped reignite a passion in boxing. And for that, I think they deserve a lot of credit, because I like boxing. The sweet science is something I enjoy watching. I like watching two guys get in there and beat the fuck out of each other legally. It's like World Star, but without the possible implication of cops. I feel like at every boxing match, somebody should yell World Star.
Maybe.
That's how they should open it up instead of let's get ready to rumble. World Star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those are the
I'm
best.
Surprised World Star hasn't sponsored something like that.
No shit. I would if I were them. But yeah, Jake Paul did not get knocked out for anybody who was hoping for that.
Well, you take your victories where you get them, I guess.
He looked worn out at the end of that fight, though. They went 8 rounds, Jack. They're standing there to get to get the decision to who wins. And Tommy Fury's over there looking like he's ready for a shoot about the fight. They're like a promotional shoot. He's a little sweaty, but his hair's all in place. He does have a cut on his eye because they bumped heads. But otherwise, he looks, like he could go another 12 rounds. Jake looks like he has just been through a fucking war. His shoulders are kind of slumped. He's breathing heavy. He's like, yeah, you just fought a real boxer. Get back in there. Watching Sugar Ray Leonard in the Olympics was a true play. Oh, Sugar Ray. I used to love watching Sugar Ray fight.
I never was a big fan of their music.
Not that. No, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh.
Yeah. I like fast hand boxers. That's why I was a big fan of Roy Jones Jr. That came from watching Sugar Ray. Guys who can just throw punches so fast. It's like, how did he do that? It looks mechanical almost. Like there's no way humans can move that fast.
They're cyborgs.
Kind of, yes. But I do appreciate the Paul brothers getting people back into boxing, because everybody turned to MMA and boxing kind of got pushed to the side. And that's a damn shame, because the sweet science is a lot more fun to watch. Black Dynamite, thank you so much. Jake Paul equals the biggest dog in the smallest park. Yeah. And look, he has nothing to be ashamed about from what I've seen in the fight. He's not ready for that level yet. He needs to be an amateur career. He needs to be out there beating up guys at county fairs. Do they have town fairs? That would be cool. At county fairs and in underground little boxing arenas where everybody's actually there just to drink. Put in your dues that way instead of trying to jump to the top and being a professional prize fighter headlining cards. Because if he keeps that up and he actually goes fighting boxers, he's going to get himself really hurt. And it's one of those things that if you've watched boxing a lot, you'll see the mistakes he makes. I couldn't do them myself, Jack. I'm not a boxer, but you watch enough of it, you know it. He should have been knocked out so many times. He gets so lucky, and that does happen in boxing. But eventually, that does run out.
Isn't he the one that tried to shill some shitty fake crypto thing?
No, that was his brother. I mean, they both have been involved in that shit before. But the one you're thinking of is Logan.
Oh, that was Logan. Okay, with the stupid zoo one.
The zoo one, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Kyle. Thank you. So when is Jake fighting Piston Honda or Soda Popinski? He's gonna be fighting Glass Joe next. They both did talk about doing a rematch, which probably would draw in a lot of eyes. And you know what? Jake Paul might do better in that fight because he's now fought this guy for 8 rounds. I hope he learned a lesson from this. It is a lot different when you're fighting somebody who actually trains for it. And just want to say again, told you. That's all I really have to say about the fight, though, Jack. A lot of people are happy about this.
I think it's funny.
I think it's funny. I was hoping that he'd eventually get his ass kicked because I do think it's kind of an insult to actual boxers to be out there fighting a geriatric MMA fighter and pretending that you're boxing.
Yeah, I just don't like the Paul brothers. I think they're douchebags. And I want him to get beat so bad he shits himself in the ring. And it's completely humiliated. Like there's poop running down his leg while he's crying. But that's just me. I just don't like these people. I think they're bad people.
Prospero says he's a poster child for future CTE. He's not done the long work. And as you said, the day in, day out of practice fights. Yeah. You can't fake boxing. I mean, if you're doing an amateur career, sure, they have a lot of people that they call journeyman fighters, Jack.
Yeah.
These are guys who've fought for years and years and years. You're never really going to hear their name unless they get into a major fight like, what's his name? The one Mark Wahlberg did or was it Mark or Donnie? One of the Wahlbergs did his story. Shit. But anyway, these are guys who they fight all the time. They scrape by on their meager winnings and usually have to have a construction job or something else. That's where Jake Paul should be right now. He shouldn't be trying to have the top card title fight. Not a title fight, I know, but you know what I mean. The big hyped match.
Yeah, well, I don't think his ego would allow for that. He seems like the type that has to jump the line. He thinks he's better than everybody.
Thank you, guys. Mickey Ward. Yes, and Mickey Ward's name would not be as well known if it wasn't for the Ward Gotti Wars, because those were fucking amazing. When those fights come up, Mickey is barely scraping by as, eating ramen, leftover ramen kind of scraping by. Because he's a journeyman. He's a fighter who just fighting is what he does. He just never made it to the top. So anyway, Jack, let's talk about the energy department. There's a sentence I didn't think I would be saying recently.
Well, I know. Well, we've had a lot of that lately.
The fucking energy department. Okay. Chaos One, real quick. Let me grab this over on the Streamlabs before we move along. Was watching anime with the girlfriend. Pretty girl on the screen comes on. Wait a minute. Why did that not load up? You know I didn't load up, Jack?
I don't know.
I clicked the wrong link. That was user error. I don't know. I don't know who to blame it on when I'm the one who did it. I blame the sun got in my eye. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Chaos One, thank you. Was watching anime with the girlfriend. Pretty girl on screen comes on and she asked me, what type of girl did I like? Apparently the absolute wrong answer was, that's not a loaded question. I don't know. We're talking about mistakes tonight, it seems. Why was that the wrong answer?
Women don't make any sense, dude. I don't
know. You should have just said her. That's the easy answer. Are you trying to get in trouble?
The easy answer is, I don't know. It depends how much they're charging.
That is the absolute wrong answer, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I think I understand women pretty well, Monkey. All these years of being a bachelor has taught me a few things about chicks. Their ditzy little brains.
We know what the bitch is like, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classified Energy Department report on COVID origins rekindles ongoing debate. I kind of hate how this is phrased because The debate was shut down. Fauci helped see to that. We remember Rand Paul asking him about that.
Oh yeah,
like
did you? The science. How dare you?
We did not do exactly what it says in those emails that we did, that I wrote. We didn't do it. What does the energy department have to do with COVID? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Why they have a report on this, I'm honestly not sure.
Everybody's got to have a report on stupid shit now. Who knows?
A new classified report.
That's even better.
It's a classified report that everybody's talking about.
The energy department has classified reports.
Can we talk just once again about the fact that so many of these fucking government agencies and stuff mark shit as classified, that there's no good reason for it to be classified? They have an opinion about where it came from. Like, we better keep that under wraps.
It's classified for your safety, mister. You
can't national handle security.
The truth.
It's an emergency. If this gets out, by the way, tell the press. How the fuck did they find out if it's this new classified document?
Everything gets leaked.
A new classified report by the U.S. Energy Department has concluded with low confidence that it is plausible that COVID-19 pandemic originated from a lab leak. Two sources familiar with the government's pandemic origins investigations tells CBS News, who got this report from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times this morning. All right. I mean, there's not much else to talk about with this. We just finally have another group coming out going, yeah, it's probably a lab leak. And I like the low confidence. All right. Let's talk about this for a minute. I just need to refresh this, Jack. I know we've been over it, guys, but let's just refresh it one more time. The official story, this is still the official story, is that some unknown animal that they have not been able to find another version of picked up a COVID virus whose closest relative comes from a bat 800 kilometers away. And somebody ate that and got COVID, or breathed on it and got COVID. That is the official thing at a wet market. No, not the pangolins. The pangolins were for the original SARS, right?
I think so.
They've never found anything. They pointed to the pangolins because it was the one before, but they haven't found.
Looking shifty.
They haven't found anything. And with the other one, they're like, oh, but that took 2 years for them to track down. This is 2023. If I remember correctly, this virus surfaced at the end of 2019. I'm right on that, right?
Yeah.
So 3 years later, they still have not found any zoological link. None. But that is still the official story. Meanwhile, just down the street, there's a lab where they literally were doing gain-of-function research on COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It's plausible with low confidence. It's plausible. Yeah, it could have happened, maybe. I mean, I guess. Really? I mean, this shit is, it's staring you in the face. It's like finding your wife in bed naked with somebody and they're going, no, we were just cold.
We were wrestling.
Like, oh, yeah, they were just cold. They weren't humping. That glossy sheen on his penis, that was sweat.
Well, clearly.
I mean, for fuck's sake.
Sweat from her vagina.
What is so wrong about just admitting, yeah, that's probably what happened?
Because then we'd have to accept that Fauci was lying and he knew more about this than he admitted. And you can't do that to St. Fauci. Or
well, not just that
a bunch of American money went there.
Not just that he lied and don't forget, he ruined careers over this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Scientists'
lives were destroyed.
Yeah, scientists who came out and said this has all the earmarks of coming from the lab that was right there doing this kind of work were destroyed. Reputations in media just torn down because It's got a spike protein that we're pretty sure nobody themselves could actually make. By the way, we've made this mRNA vaccination with a spike protein. What?
Shh, nothing to see here.
Thank you, Metal Minister. I'm behind, but you called it, Monk. Fury wins. Indeed. Look, boxing can go either way, but Jake's just not a boxer yet. Admitting it would make him liable. I mean, he still has the defense, because this is what he's been using most recently, is we didn't give them that money didn't go for the gain of function research. We gave it to them for other research.
Sure you did.
So, I mean, they can still fall back on that. Where's the damn harm in going, yeah, it probably came from there? One of the stories I read on this, Jack, said, yeah, there's other government departments that still haven't figured out where it came from, including the CIA. I'm like, the fact that you mentioned the CIA makes me think the CIA was involved.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I just assume they are anymore for everything.
Right? But why the fuck would the CIA? Well, we haven't found anything that really points to it. Really? So all the workers from that lab who mysteriously got sick with the disease nobody knew and could not pinpoint months before the disease goes in the wild, and you've got nothing to show that it probably came from there? Nothing, really.
Yeah.
There's no evidence.
That's
right. It's much more likely a fucking Wendigo or something from the wet market caused it.
Yes. See, it was actually a drop bear. They just
that's what it was.
Embarrass the Australians.
Yeah, well, they did try blaming the Australians, so that's probably what it was.
Yeah, they've tried blaming everybody else.
Everybody except for them with their fucking COVID lab right there where it kicks off. For fuck's sake.
Look, you're
low confidence. Low confidence? Are you for real? These are the people we pay with our money, guys.
Yeah. Real quickly, thank you, Evolved Potato. To be fair, it is China. They could have hunted the animal to extinction already. I mean, they do it all the time, more than anyone else. But seriously, it came from a lab. Yeah, thank you, Evolved, and I completely agree. It is possible they sent it to extinction.
The Energy Department report was recently shared with a limited number of lawmakers. Oh, there's where your leak comes from. You can't share shit like that with anybody. They will tell.
Yeah.
I just want to know why it's classified in the first place. Is China going to get mad at our energy department for pointing out the truth? Now, I will say this, Jack. You can have the argument over whether or not it was intentional. And that's where you really do get into conspiracy theory. Whether it was intentionally released, whether it was intentionally made to be a bioweapon. I'm not getting into those debates because I don't know. I mean, we could do it offline or on Rumble where we're not going to get in trouble for having that kind of discussion.
Uh-huh.
But that's where these idiots always go when this gets brought. Oh, you guys just want to say the Chinese did it on purpose. I'm not saying the Chinese did it on purpose.
No, it stands to reason it was more likely an accident where somebody did a bad job with cleanup.
Yeah.
It was a bad safety standard.
My interpretation of them doing it on purpose would be they purposefully did gain of function research, but whether they released it purposefully, that's conspiracy theory. It really is. There's no evidence that I have one way or another. But it coming from the lab is pretty fucking obvious. And they'll say, oh, well, nobody could have known that.
Really?
Everything I said at the beginning of this,
down the street.
Everything I said at the beginning of this has been known for literally years, since almost the beginning of this.
Yeah. The people knew about that lab for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, that lab was known to exist before the outbreak. It's not like it was a secret lab. It had a big sign with the Umbrella Corporation logo on it.
Thank you, Cryptic. This story is a bit batty. The situation is censorious. You would think the government would be better at identifying the sorriousness of the situation. No shit.
Funny.
Although, once again, I just want to remind everybody, SARS was not as bad as they said. Wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as they tried playing it up. Chaos One, thank you. Tankies I know are still saying it's the U.S. covering its own attempt to use biowarfare on China and make China the victim when they survive. Your tanky friends are retards. And Travis Gardner, thank you. Look until the U.S. Geological Survey comes out with their report. I will not be convinced. The sad part is they probably have one.
Yes, I personally am holding out for the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Well,
I probably got one too.
Call Elizabeth Warren, see if they're getting on that.
Yeah, I don't want that bitch in charge of anything.
This is big news right now that they came out with it. Well, they didn't even come out with it. That there's this report, and low confidence might have. It's not like you need to convince me that my government is incompetent.
Yeah, that's an easy sell right there.
Yes, one, thank you. Of course they are. I said tanky, right? Fair enough. Fair enough. But we have this government that's afraid of upsetting China over something that clearly happened. We've all seen. We can all see it. We were there. None of this shit is like new. Yeah, it's possible. Maybe. Fuck off. I hate these people.
That's because they're stupid.
Speaking of people I hate, Jack, I wasn't going to talk about this story. I really wasn't. Because, I mean, if it came up, maybe we'd mention it for a moment. But in the grand scheme of things, we had other shit going on and stuff. Montana the other day passed a bill in their house banning drag performances where children are allowed. That's what the story, or that's what it is. There can be no drag performance if anybody under 18 is admitted.
Okay.
It is literally that straightforward. But that's not how it's being presented.
Oh, of course not.
No. Instead, this is anti-LGBTQ propaganda meant to cause anti-LGBRS propaganda.
I'm telling you, man, these pedos are doing so much damage to the LGBT. Real trans people, like people with actual dysphoria, are probably going to get hit the hardest when if there's ever a backlash on this. But lesbians and gays, man, you guys better find a way to separate these weirdos, because this type of shit makes everybody look like a fucking groomer.
This is the tweet that I saw that made me go, all right, fuck it, we got to talk about this. It's from Aaron Reed. If you guys don't know Aaron Reed, Aaron Reed has never met a pedophile dressed as a man that she didn't like. He didn't like. Oh, excuse me. Had some truth caught in my throat.
Oh, that'll happen.
This is the fine or a midpoint, I guess, because she was live streaming or live tweeting the going ons there in Montana.
Oh yeah.
Terrible. Montana House of Representatives just passed a bill banning public drag in the state. It targets transgender people. So now transgender and drag are the same thing. Check your Rumble, please. Oh, thank you, tall person. Can't watch live. We'll watch later in full. Looks like a good episode of Monkey in the Morning. Happy Carnival Day. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. The screen where I have the two chats up is behind the one that we're looking at, so I didn't see that. I'm sorry, bud. Anyway, they didn't even let the trans Representative Zephyr, speak to how it affects the transgender community and targets us all. All right. Jack, this is the screenshot they included with this. I don't know if you can read it there at the top. It says, second reading, HB 359 Mitchell prohibits minors from attending drag shows.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And let's see, what was it Aaron said again? It targets transgender people. It's a bill that bans public drag.
Are all transgender people pedos? Because that's the only way that would apply.
I don't know. apparently you have to have children around when there's a chance for your dick to fall out, or it's discriminatory.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Trans people, actual people with dysphoria, need to filter these degenerate perverts out, or they're going to destroy everything you've worked for.
I want to show this other one. This is they actually posted part of the bill, which is my favorite thing here. It's banned in public. Any public property, he's lying, and this is what it says. They even highlight it. On public property in any location where the performance is in the presence of an individual under the age of 18. So unless you're performing at all times, I guess you could make that. I guess Aaron would certainly make that argument, right, Aaron? Oh, wait.
This is specifically going after the drag story hours.
Drag story hour and the things where they're having the child-friendly drag things.
Yeah, fucking sick.
And then to point it out, to make her point further, she was a drag performance. Well, yeah, it said performance. They're trying to keep children out of drag shows, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah. And you know what? They always say, well, you're okay with like the child beauty pageants. No, those are fucking sick too. Let's ban both of them. How's that? We all win.
I love when they come back with that because I've never met anybody who defends those.
No, it's always the Munchausen by proxy moms that are the ones doing that shit. Nobody outside of like the crazy people support that nonsense because it's weird. It's degenerate.
Yeah. Especially the way they dress them up and try to make them look more grown up and shit. And yeah, it's really creepy shit. And we're not talking about just, oh, look, here's a cute baby and here's another. No, they're like, dance like a whore for us, like you saw at that drag show the other night.
Yeah. Same mentality, same type of people getting involved, just different politics.
But they don't like when you come back with, hey, yeah, let's just, okay, ban that too.
Yeah, do it. I have no problem with that. I fully endorse that because I think those things are degenerate. So yeah, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, but apparently this is just to get those transgender people, Jack. It's so Aaron can't run around in public because children are there.
Maybe don't try and hang around children. I don't know what to say to that.
If you guys weren't pushing this drag shit on children, having family-friendly horror events where men dress as whores, basically.
Yeah.
With their dicks falling out and letting children rub on them. We've seen that. Letting children stuff dollars into their clothing. Stuffing children's clothing with dollars. Having children dancing on stage for money. Having children throw money at people dancing on stage like this.
Yeah.
If you guys hadn't been doing this shit all along, this wouldn't have happened.
Assassin brings up the real crux of this is why are they so insistent that they have children around them?
I know. I'm with you. At this point, I have trouble with what we just read from Aaron there, not thinking that Aaron is actually a groomer. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying they're acting like one.
Yeah, they're definitely putting the outfit on as far as that goes, because this is pretty fucking weird.
RJ, thank you. Hey, all. Anyone see that mass Twitter hack? Is this the IG stuff?
Yeah, it's the Instagram thing.
Yeah, if somebody's sending you an Instagram link, don't go to it in your DMs. I got several of them today, Jack. A couple of y'all need to check your accounts. Yeah,
Frosted said he already changed his password. The other one I got was from Grisella, and I sent him a message. Hopefully he sees it. But I changed my password just to be safe.
I can't change my password because I don't know it, and you have to have your password to change it. And I'm not going through all those hoops.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just did it as preemptive because, well, I know my luck.
Fair enough.
And if you get an Instagram link from me, first of all, I don't use that fucking platform. It's stupid. So I didn't send you an Instagram link because Instagram's fucking dumb.
Frosted said, "Yeah, it's a pain in the ass." Yeah, I feel you, bud. Sorry, you got hit with that.
Yeah,
don't.
blows.
This is this kind of thing that used to go on Facebook. You and I were talking about this offline. That was a Facebook thing for quite a while, and actually, it went back to MySpace as the first time I ever saw something like this, where they hack in and they'll send all of your friends a link to a horrible site. The horribleness of the site actually depends. Some will actually infect your computer, and some are just, well, less severe. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, this looked like it was some kind of phishing expedition to get people's passwords.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't hear anybody or see anybody say anything about like their computer system locking up or anything like that.
Pyra says, that reminds me, did you see Section 230 might be on the chopping block with the Supreme Court? Yeah. I doubt it's going to be struck down in the cases that are before it right now. Especially listening to the questioning, none of the justices really seem to be on the side of the people, or like the cases stem from actual terrorist groups being on social media sites.
Yeah.
And so this isn't one of the 230 ones that I believe should be before the court, because the ones that should be before the court deal with actual free speech and whether or not their publisher, when they're specifically pushing narratives, things like curating the list of what's trending, that becomes an editorial thing that you're doing. And that doesn't mean that you can be shut down by the government, but it does mean that you can be sued if you are promoting things. This is why newspapers are very clear about who they will let write op-eds and shit for them, and letters to the editor are clearly marked, because if they say something wrong, they can be sued for getting shit wrong in newspapers. Section 230 kind of gives some cover to that for internet providers, but part of that has to be that it is without their editorial insight. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not what 230 says, because 230 absolutely gives them oversight over that they can literally kick off anything they want for any reason they want, whatever. Overriding the First Amendment, it even says. Well, actually, it says overriding anything in the Constitution.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Which is not how that's not exactly how the Constitution works. No. That part needs to be before the Supreme Court. This case, I'm not even sure this should have made it to the Supreme Court, but chances are they're going to uphold it, unless they're going to use this as a way, because this has happened before, Jack, where something not actually before the court, but kind of related to the court, or to the case they're seeing, comes up, and they'll word their decision in a way that kind of changes things. Lets everybody know what's coming next if you send us another one of these things. It's kind of what happened in Madison versus Marbury. Yeah, Marbury. Or fuck. Now I'm questioning the way you say that. Anyway, the question before the court was not the court's jurisdiction over all constitutional matters, but it became the major emphasis of that case. So you could see it. Justice Thomas has wanted to have 230 before the court. He's mentioned it in a couple of decisions. Actually, it's concurrences, not his actual decisions. I think we will eventually see that again, if this is decided the way that the court made it sound. It's a hard guessing game, Jack, if you get to listen to what the justices are asking and stuff, and trying to guess where they're going to come down in the final decision. Sometimes it's spot on, and sometimes they're just playing devil's advocate. But my reading from it, from listening to it, I think they're basically just going to go, yeah, that you can't sue for this. And so it'll have to be a whole nother thing that pops up for it to actually get 230. I don't want the Supreme Court deciding 230. I really don't. I want our lawmakers to go in there and fix it.
Good luck
First
with
of all,
that.
striking the bullshit about it overriding the Constitution. Suck my dick. You can't write a law like that without a fucking amendment. that said, yeah, I think the Supreme Court, a lot of people have been talking about this case. I don't think it's the magic bullet everybody's looking for in the 230 thing. And by the way, there is some interesting testimony in that, because the actual questioning is available online, Jack, which is not always the case. And there's some good funny moments in there, especially for a Supreme Court hearing. It annoyed me, though, that I could tell all of the Supreme Court justices by just their voice. I'm a nerd, man. I almost gave myself a wedgie for it.
Well, maybe you still should.
Although, I mean, hearing Amy Coney Barrett, that made me feel better, because she's hot. For a Supreme Court justice, she's like a pinup girl.
That's true.
Have you seen the other females we put on there?
Yeah, the standard's kind of low. So,
and for you ladies, have you guys ever had a hot Supreme Court justice? They all look like they're melting.
I don't know. Clarence Thomas was a pretty sharp-looking dude, right?
I guess sharp-looking, but I mean,
he's a handsome feller.
I don't know that I'd say Clarence is handsome.
You know what? That's the type of thing that gets a pube on your Coke bottle.
It probably is. All right. So we did the transgender thing. Oh, I just to finish that off. Stop lying. Just stop lying. Please. Stop being so hyperbolic. Oh, you know what? I'm not done, because I did want to read this real fast, Jack. Oh. I even saved one, Jack, that was ready for me to bring up during the show. Aren't you proud of me?
I am proud of you.
Human Rights Campaign condemns Montana House for passing discriminatory anti-drag bill. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, discriminatory. Just like those discriminatory anti-alcohol bills.
Yeah. Damn temperance movement.
Oh, BX is in chat. I just wanted to say, told you so.
Jesus, monkey.
All my love, my friend. Hope you're well. But I told you. Human Rights Campaign condemned today's. That was a little petty, wasn't it?
That was a lot petty.
Guys, don't forget to go subscribe to BX Beast Boy. I really do enjoy his content. You should too. And he's a really cool guy.
Yeah, it does good stuff.
But I was right. How often do I get to? Okay, I say that a lot on this show, but how often do I get to say that directly to another person?
You say it to me all the time. I was right, ha ha. And I'm like, yeah, you were. I know.
Oh, speaking of that, we didn't actually get to talk about this live, but I was right about the North Carolina thing with the shooting down of the bullet or the balloon. There were a ton of articles out there that said North Carolina.
Was it South Carolina?
It depends on which articles, because there's a ton of them that say South Carolina.
Oh, that's so stupid. Then why didn't they just say off the coast in the Atlantic? Because that's really where it was.
Yeah, honest to God, I couldn't tell you where exactly it was, because afterwards I was going to let it go. So I was like, all right, my memory's wrong, but somebody sent me a video and a newscaster saying it, so I went and looked it up, and sure enough, yeah, they can't seem to decide where it was.
It was obviously in the secret Middle Carolina.
Maybe it was. It was on the border is what it was.
Yeah, it was Midwest Carolina.
It's a very flat, even border right there. No, wait. Anyhow, Helena, Montana. The Human Rights Campaign condemned.
Sounds like the Chinese Hannah Montana knockoff. Right?
It's actually Helena. I know that, guys, but leave me alone. Helena, Montana. I had a friend named Helena.
Oh, Helena, Montana.
She lived in a school.
All your favorite song.
Her and a bunch of friends got together and they bought an old schoolhouse and all lived in different classrooms.
Is that weird? Kind of cool. I knew a dude that did that. He lived on the top floor and rented out the rest of it for paintball.
I kind of want to live in a school now.
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms. You could have a lot of fun, and you can smoke in the boys' room and get away with it.
And you know how many times you have to plug up a toilet before you absolutely have to plunge it? Because you got like 30 of them in each wing.
Yeah, and you could have you could film porn in there where it's all school porn.
could make a mint with fucking OnlyFans.
Oh my god, yeah. If you're an OnlyFans, talk about a great gimmick. And you can have different classrooms with different themes, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's geography class. What'll I do to get out of this one? You know.
All right.
You have your
Helena,
own
Montana.
gymnasium. Oh man.
Human Rights Campaign condemned today's vote in the Montana House approving HB 359, legislation that will ban Montana residents under the age of 18 from attending drag shows. The dangerous practice of banning LGBTQ plus events, spaces, and culture, including drag performances, is part of a large-scale attack on LGBTQ plus. Do you think that auto fills for them, or do they have to type it each time?
I think it auto fills.
Alan, thank you so much for the donation with no message. Community and an attempt to put LGBTQ plus people, particularly transgender and non-binary people, back in the closet and labeled as dangerous. All right. I'm not going to read their statement, but I want to get into the rest of this. Less than 2 months into 2023, HRC, Human Rights Council, is already tracking more than 370 anti-LGBTQ plus bills that have been introduced in state houses across the country. 150 of those would specifically restrict the rights of transgender people, the highest number of bills targeting transgender people in a single year to date. Do you guys understand how important this is? The most to date. By the way, they don't actually tell you what most of these bills are.
No, why would they?
Yeah. So far this year, HRC is tracking 90 bills that would prevent trans youth from being able to access age-appropriate, medically necessary, best practice healthcare.
Oh, yeah, buzzword soup. Jeez. Medically necessary. No, not likely.
Age appropriate, you're cutting the titties off 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Literally something they will never get back at a time when they cannot make a decision about the future of what they want to do with those things.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Alan, for the donation with no message. And hi.
More bathroom ban bills filed than any previous year. Oh, no. I might have to actually stand to pee. And 28 anti-LGBT bills, which have passed at least one chamber, 10 of which specifically target the transgender community. Specifically. Apparently, these are bills that say, you fucking transgender people will be held down.
And oppressed.
Nearly 1 in 5 hate crimes are now motivated by anti-LGBTQ plus bias. In the last 2 years have been the deadliest for transgender people, especially Black transgender women we have seen since HRC began tracking fatal violence against the community. One more time, the violence that they talk about is largely driven by people who knew that these people were trans and were in relationships with them or okay with it. It's not that they got them because they're trans. Like, I get the trans person. A trans person died. Violence against trans people. Nah, man, they got hit by a car. They were running down trans people. Nah, dummy ran into the street. Crosswalks are anti-trans.
That might be true. I'm not sure.
Reports of violence and intimidation against LGBTQ people have been seen making news across the country, with white nationalists targeting a pride event in Idaho and Proud Boys crashing drag queen story hour at local libraries to shout homophobic and transphobic slurs. I thought they were being threatening. Wasn't that the story when that came out?
It's varied several times.
They were threatening them. And then video came out that you could hear what they were actually saying. There was no threats.
Yeah, well, look, your hate facts.
Yeah.
They have no place here.
Finally, anti-LGBTQ plus stigma also drives alarmingly high rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide. 45% of LGBTQ plus youth seriously considered attempting suicide in the past year, but LGBTQ plus youth who have at least one accepting adult in their life were 40% less likely to attempt suicide. Whew. Let's break that down. What happens
Break
at
down.
45% if you remove the trans community? Do you think it goes up or down, Jack?
I'd imagine it goes down.
It goes down quite a bit, actually, to about 4% for gay people. And it's been that way for a long time. But I love that. This is the part you guys pay attention. Pay attention.
You're not my boss.
LGBT youth who have at least one accepting adult in their life were 40% less likely to attempt suicide. How much have we heard that the suicide thing? If you're not accepting of this, your kids are going to kill themselves. That's not what this is right here. This is a justification for the teachers who are hiding the shit from parents. Because, hey, I'm the only accepting adult. Why don't you come on in here and I'll accept you all over this place.
Like that creepy dude that looks like he's not trying at all. You saw those videos going around, right?
Yeah. Snubber, thank you. 57 trans were murdered this year. Estimated total population of trans is 1.6 million. Do the math, and you can't even round up to 1%. Yeah.
Look, that's one of them there hateable facts. Real quick, thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Crosswalks are hate speech because you actually go from one to the other. It can successfully return if needed.
True.
That's a good point.
Without everybody on social media calling you an evil bastard.
That sounds awful.
Well, here's another thing with what Snubber brought up there with the 57 trans being murdered. You also have a shit ton more people identifying as trans or non-binary. So you've increased the number of people that would fall into that group exponentially. This isn't like, yeah, there were 10 more people, millions more. This is from the documentary I talked about the other day. In 2007, the estimated number of trans people in the entire country was less than 0.5%. Less than 0.5%. High schoolers, 20% of them are identifying as some kind of not normal. It has jumped ridiculously. Like, Ben, there's been more. Well, yeah, you have a whole bunch more people in that pool. If right now nobody identifies as a cloud person, right? But next year, 1,000 people identify as cloud people, and one of them dies, the number of cloud people that have been killed has grown dramatically.
All right, you can't trust the cloud people. I think we've all learned this.
I believe you. That's why I use them as an example.
Yeah, those fuckers.
But if the number goes up like that to where you're literally talking about 20% of the youth population, and like, oh yeah, there's more deaths, huh? Shocking. And you also have to look at what they said there. The hate. Well, a lot of the hate is from people who are just getting pushback, and it's not always even hate. It's you're wrong, and saying that they're wrong is, oh my God, the worst thing ever.
Yeah, you can't question anybody because that's hate. That's a threat of violence, etc., etc. It's a bunch of nonsense. They've so overinflated this stuff that it's ludicrous. And even the most cursory glance at stuff will show that they're full of shit.
If you're on the right path, why do you have to lie so much?
That's a good question.
If you're the one telling the truth and you're just trying to, do the right thing, why you got to lie so much? I mean, lying is literally part of your shtick now, because you got to have kids lie to their parents. And you have people encouraging that shit. Like, no, but we're on the right side of history. Are you now? I know when I'm on the right, I always have to fucking lie, man.
Yeah, the people on the correct side of history, whatever that means, must always, always, always lie through their fucking teeth and manipulate everything. That is just a historical fact.
It makes sense too, because when you're telling the truth, people can sometimes know you're telling the. I don't fucking know. It makes no sense.
No, you can't square that circle.
But it is where we are. The bill we were talking about, the Montana bill, literally just keeps people under the age of 18 from being at a drag performance. And yes, it does include story time hours, which are a drag performance.
Yeah.
Why do you need children there? Because we have to teach them it's okay to be accepting. You need kindergartners to accept you.
Why do they need the approval of children so badly? First of all, children are assholes.
That's true.
Also, yeah, stay away from the kids, weirdo. It's not okay. It's not okay to be disinvested in children.
Don't call us groomers. We just want to make sure your children know it's okay to see us naked. I mean, to see us as we really are.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Leave the kids alone, and we wouldn't have these problems.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you can't go around messing with people's kids. They get a little touchy about that.
No, this is spreading across the country where people are finally in the state legislatures pushing back on this shit.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have the opposite, and we've already seen it, and it was already happening out there in like California, where like, just show your dick to a kid. I'm waiting for that bill to come up from Scott Wiener. I really am.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't yet. He seems to really like minimizing punishments.
The Scott Wiener Dick in a Child Acceptance Act. Because that guy's a fucking straight up degenerate piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
Chaos One, thank you. People who worked the Underground Railroad and hid the Jews in World War II lied for good. Bigot, you would know that if you weren't inherently evil. But seriously, though, fuck these people, and not like in any way they'd enjoy. Yeah. Good lies can be told, but they're not like hiding anybody for. And I get that you were kidding there, but you know, I think these people seriously see themselves like that.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
Well, hashtag not all, because some of them just want to touch children.
Yeah, but they think that they should be entitled to do that. So if you have to lie to get that, then they think they're okay with it.
Yeah, it's civil disobedience.
You can self-justify any of your own bad actions.
Yeah. You're not saving the Jews, you're raping children. Stop it. Shouldn't have to tell people to stop raping children, but yet here we are.
Yeah, you should, but like you said, here we are.
Oh, 2023. Johnny Hellcat, thank you. I had a friend in elementary school that would have tore this up and had this shit happen where I grew up. For 10-year-olds, making adults cry was his specialty. Awesome. I really, you mentioned earlier the kids are assholes. Kids could fix this really easily if we'd let them just be kids. Instead of indoctrinating them with this shit, just let them laugh at the fat lady with the giant beard and the ugly dress.
Yeah.
And we've seen them, how mad they get. We had that one guy the other day who like, can you believe that TSA called me sir? Well, yeah. You look like a dude in a blouse.
Yeah. Hey, sir, adamantium.
Oh yeah, what's up, Addy?
One of my friend's kids walked up to a guy a long time ago and said, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And I almost lost my shit. And that was like 2006. I think it's in one of my books, actually. But like me and his dad were trying so hard not to laugh, but it was so inappropriate to ask this person because I couldn't tell either. It turned out to be a dude, as I recall. But it's one of those things that, yeah, it's crass, but kids say shit like that because they don't know it's not appropriate to bring that up.
Look, dude, I've said this before, and it happened again either last night or the night before. I saw a picture on Twitter of an ugly woman. And my first thought is that a guy? Because now when I see ugly women, I just immediately think that's a dude. That's what has happened.
Yeah.
There are ugly women. There's tons of ugly women out there, but it's to the point now. It's like, you got a penis? We should be allowed to ask. I don't know why that's offensive.
I don't know. I mean, even in Thailand, they let you check the goods first.
I mean, by all means, ask me if I have a penis. I'll tell you. Yes, I have one. I'm not ashamed of it. Anyhow, on Streamlabs, thank you so much. S. Cybertaz, who says, Dabba dabba deeba dabba oh. So, the voice is usually the giveaway. Sometimes, Rogue Thought, there are women who have deeper voices, but there's a hint that, yeah, that's still female. But with the hormone therapies and stuff now, it can be hard to tell. But for me, it's mostly the look, right? I mean, it's almost like you ugly trans folks out there have a costume like super gay dudes have their costume. You're like, I'm gonna wear a mesh shirt, and ugly trans people who are really not trying to pass and are just doing it for the pats on the back from people who normally wouldn't give them any time of day because they're not worth it. It looks like they went and bought a Halloween wig and mom's dress that would fit them, and that's what they're going with. They got stubble and shit. They don't look feminine at all. And unfortunately, there's women who look that way. And then I feel bad, Jack, because I question whether she had a JJ. I'm like, oh, I feel bad now. But it's not my fault. Male pattern baldness is my favorite part of trans people. It really is. Now, I'm totally a woman. Your hairline starts behind your ears. That's not... women can get that, by the way. It's, especially if they have high testosterone levels naturally, which some do. But at least throw on a weave. Come on, man. At least try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about any of that. Like, you want to do that. You want to be a dude with a beard wearing a dress, whatever. Just leave me alone. And don't touch children. I might laugh, but,
Look,
put the effort in at least.
Just don't expect me to be like, yes, you actually are a woman. Fabian, yeah, I saw what you said there. Razor Fist is going to be on Matt and Blonde's channel. I'll probably watch it eventually. She's going to be talking about the Lincoln video, apparently.
Oh, when's that happening?
No idea. I would much rather Razor Fist have that discussion with, like, somebody who disagrees with him, and I don't know if Matt and Blonde do. Because there is stuff he got. I don't want to necessarily say wrong, because there are a few where he made what I would call an honest mistake, said the wrong name kind of thing. But there's other parts of it, like where he's talking about Lincoln, where he goes into Civil War stuff that doesn't really have much to do with Lincoln. It's kind of off topic there. Interesting points about the Civil War and stuff, but has nothing to do with Lincoln himself. And I agree with Razor Fist in the overall that Lincoln was a tyrant. It's absolutely true he was.
That's most presidents.
And after the Civil War, the United States did change. We went from being from our states to being from the United States, because it was one country and you weren't allowed to leave anymore. You voluntarily joined our little group, and now you can never leave. It's kind of a cult, really, Jack.
An awesome one. It's tomorrow midday Pacific time.
It cuts you off from your friends and your family. You're not allowed to talk to them anymore.
No, then we won't have a southern border problem.
All right.
Oh, hang on. I got a couple of things here.
Sure.
Hold on. Let me rate this. Thank you, Cybertest. I was going to make a joke about Jake Paul going to the capital of Montana to box Julian Sands, but boxing Helena 2 joke would probably land as well as a fight out of the Bill and Hillary Clinton airport. Yeah. Also, Julian Sands is missing and presumed dead, so that might not be an appropriate time. Thank you, Frank. Honestly, trans women make a lot more picky on dating apps than I normally would be. If shoulders are too broad, that's a no. Masculine kind, that's a no. Some of the girls aren't unattractive, just not worth risking surprise dick. Yeah, that's why you have to be honest with people. And
and the shoulder thing, I get that, but I have known women with very broad shoulders who I do know are actually women.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, man. I see those big ass shoulders like Michelle Obama's shoulders. I'm like, that's a dude.
Well, that is a dude.
That is a dude, but
that is a big swinging.
Okay, Amy Schumer shoulders. How about that?
Amy Schumer's not a dude?
No, that's a chick.
Well, learn something new every day.
Yeah. I'd still bang her.
No, gross. No, she's so icky.
I know. That's kind of what turns me on about her.
Oh, dude, you have the weirdest taste in chicks.
Look, she's fat and kind of ugly. She would let you do all the dirty stuff, and you'd be like, "Hey, don't tell my friends." She said, "I won't," so nobody would ever know.
You listed 2 things that are major turnoffs for me.
But you're missing the part of whatever you want.
I'm okay with not doing that. No.
I'm telling you, man,
I don't want to do anything with fat, stinky chicks.
Well, look, I've always said this. I'd have a cleaning crew come in first. Give her a nice hose down, maybe break out the water sprayer thing. And
I think there's like black mold up in there. It's stuff you can't get rid of, that you just have to condemn that one.
I'm telling you, man, I'd tap it. I wouldn't tell y'all I did it, though.
Johnny, great. Can I have my donation back?
Nope. Sorry.
No refunds. 2 things. First of all, thank you for dropping links, Stargazer and Hate Camel. And also, AP got a new lolcow, which I was really amused with. So there's the link to his video on it. It is a delight.
Dangerous has also been dropping our links, so thank you for that.
Oh, thank you, Dangerous.
Guys, we're brought to you by you. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button. Donate if you can. Links are at the top of your YouTube chat. They're also in the description of both the YouTube and Rumble videos.
Yeah, what he said.
And you can donate when we're not on the air. If you're watching this later and you'd like to show your appreciation, those links work all the time.
Yeah, or go over and get something nice from the Teespring stores.
Thank you, Chaos One. Let you do whatever you want. I want to bang someone worth the effort, someone who won't haunt my nightmares. Checkmate. Oh, you're not doing it right, man. You gotta have one piggy in there.
No, you don't.
Thank you, Frosted. Whatever I want equals push her back out to sea.
Fuck. Yeah, her and Lena Dunham.
Oh, now Lena, that's just gross.
She's foul.
Yeah, that's just nasty. All right. I didn't pay attention to what this was, Jack, but I brought up the video and we're gonna watch these people.
Yeah.
She sits like she's there for court.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is she testifying today? All right. Okay.
Alchemy may look.
That sounds loud. Is that too loud?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Like a human, but she identifies as a wolf.
Oh,
and she joins us now.
As I was just saying, I don't know if that's an actual woman.
That's a wolf, Monkey.
Well, I mean biologically.
A wolf, yes.
All right.
Live from her home in Seattle to tell us more. Hi, Naya. Thank you for joining us today. So this started at the age of 10 with dreams. So explain the.
It started with dreams.
Indeed, it did.
So we have Dr. Martin Luther Wolfgang here.
Yes, they had a dream, and it went ow.
Thank you, S. Cybertaz. I can see wabangulating Amy Schumer back when she was appearing regularly on Red Eye 10 years and 50 pounds or so ago. Her and Ann Coulter in a plump versus jagged threesome. Ugh. I've never found Ann Coulter attractive at all. That giraffe neck and the giant Adam's apple have always made me think Ann Coulter. Some people call her Man Coulter, which is funny. I'm pretty sure that's a trans man.
I don't know. Yeah, the neck and she always seemed like she'd be difficult. Like if I really want somebody barking orders at me during sex, I could go back to an ex.
I just couldn't be with somebody who could bend their neck down and lick their own belly button.
Not with that attitude. Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. Amy Schumer is getting dangerously close to Chank animal fucker level. I do believe she's a barnyard animal dressed as a human, most likely a pig. Why else would her vag smell like that? Well, that's a good point. I am assuming at some point she will date a guy named Kermie.
Look, all you need for Amy Schumer, call in Rug Doctor first and you'll be fine.
I don't think Rug Doctor can handle a task that big.
I think they could. I think they could. I got faith. I think I have faith that they would do a good job.
Well, I would like to think so, but they can't work miracles, dude.
Process here. What's happened?
So I am a British Columbia wolf therianthrope.
It got worse with the voice.
Yeah, the acoustics don't help at all.
So it started with dream shifting. So that's when I had a dream of myself as a British Columbia wolf, and I could view myself in some of these dreams. Like I could actually see myself sort of as an observer.
You had a dream about wolves. It doesn't make you a wolf.
You don't know that, apparently. Well, I mean, people can change their race. Why not just be a dream wolf too? Like, oh, my astral form is a wolf. Expelliarmus. I don't know. Expecto Patronus. I mean, we're just letting people do whatever the fuck they want now.
And this was brought on an actual news show?
Yes, in the UK, clearly. Oh, thank you, Travis Gardner. My guilty wrong three-way is Barry Weiss and S.E. Cupp. S.E. Cupp, when she was thinner, I would grant you, but she's gotten fat and annoying. More annoying, I should say.
Once again, I just want to say, turn off the lights. They get much prettier.
In some of these dreams, I was, acting as a wolf.
They put a goddamn wolf picture on the screen.
Well, yeah. That's their wolf self. She specified a specific type of wolf, the British Columbia wolf. And that's what this is. This is a British Columbia wolf.
No, I hear you. My point being that they're humoring it to the point where she's talking about this and they literally put a picture of the wolf up there instead of, like, I don't know, a psychiatrist. Something that would make far more sense in this situation. Thank you, Frank. Make sanatoriums great again, right?
Right. Thank you, Cybertest. I mean, giving Ann Coulter the chokies during sex would be like trying to hold on to those water wiggler toys.
Trying to choke Ann Coulter with both hands would be like holding a baseball bat. That bitch's neck is long.
I think Pool Noodle definitely wins on that one.
Her neck starts at, like, her pelvis. You're supposed to have a lumbar spine, sweetie. It's not supposed to all be cervical. I'm just saying. All right. I can't. They put a fucking wolf on the screen.
Evolve pointed out this is some kind of like morning talk show, like The View kind of thing. Where they
Still, they gave it, like, serious consideration.
I just find the clips, dude. I don't know. I don't look that deeply into them.
So this sort of happened originally. It came from watching the anime Wolf's Rain. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like somehow this wolf is me. It was kind of this automatic association.
It always comes back to anime, doesn't it?
Son of a bitch. We've got to get rid of anime. Sorry, I know some of your fans, but for the good of humanity, we need to ban that shit. And look, I realize a lot of you are very responsible with it, but it's kind of like alcohol. Maybe we need to have like an age limit on it. You can't read this shit until your deathbed. Thank you, Grimm's Bard. Two words: wolf pattern mange. Whoops, that's 3 words. Wolf patterned mange.
I think wolf pattern has a hyphen in it, so wolf pattern would be 1 word. Oh yeah, the outro music should have been "Hungry Like the Wolf" by Duran Duran.
And then
this is what happens when you let the inmates from the asylum.
From that to kind of looking more about actual wolves, real life wolves, and the more and more I looked at, the more and more I began to identify sort of in that way.
I saw an anime that reminded me of dreams I had, and so I read about wolves and decided I am one. Sure.
Yeah, it's the magical thinking word association game. Like, I had a dream about wolves, and I saw a anime about wolves, so I read about wolves, which means I must be a wolf. No, none of those things are necessarily related. You're just a dumbass who wants attention really bad.
At Cybertest, thank you. I'm gonna have to watch Shakira's She-Wolf now. Careful, it might make you think you're a wolf. The correct answer for these people on the panel there would be to laugh at this person and mock them endlessly until they cried and left.
Yeah. What really struck me, though, is that $7 Walmart lamp behind them.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the $7 Walmart wig they were wearing.
No, that wig didn't cost those $7. That was a Party City discount wig.
God.
That was like a 50-cent one. But that Walmart lamp is very, very specific. I see that one only ever at Walmart. It's an everyday value brand.
Let me see. Now I got to bring it up. I didn't pay it. I was too busy looking at the weird thing.
I always notice weird shit in the background. That's one of the great things about watching like really crappy live streamers that are sitting in like the junk-filled basement. I'm always looking at all the garbage behind them.
Hey,
I'm in my kitchen surrounded by comic books. I can't really talk, but if you're gonna stream, like clean up around you.
That standing lamp there, yeah. Actually, I've seen that one at Menards too.
They have similar ones at Menards, but notice how that one has the little curve at the bottom. There's a second light on that one. That's the $10 one.
Yeah, I can't tell that closely, but I have seen that kind of style.
Yeah. They're the most generic fucking lamps possible. You couldn't move that out of frame. Seriously, it's not even on. You could just have the white wall behind you. Instead, you got to show off your like discount floor lamp.
Oh, excuse me. She's giving us a bad name. Giving who a bad name? Oh, anime. Gotcha. I'm sorry. Anime has, I don't want to say it's destroyed a generation, but some of y'all get way too into it. And
yeah,
to the point where you're creepy. Not you. Hashtag not you, but anime fans in general. If I were an anime fan, I probably wouldn't admit it these days. Just because of who else is out. It'd be like admitting you're a teacher. Like, I don't want to be lumped in with
touch kids.
Yeah, I don't want to be lumped in with those fucking weirdos.
Real quick.
Monkey in the Morning is my favorite. Real quick. Monkey in the Morning is my favorite anime. This is not anime. This is American cartoon. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just cartoon characters. I'm literally a stick person. No, It's just an avatar because I'm lazy. Thank you, S. Cybertaz. Obviously, I'm a cybernetic cartoon Tasmanian devil already. Yeah, just because you like something doesn't mean you really are that. That's reality fiction. What?
Oh, what kind of stupid shit is this?
Oh, I got all kinds of stupid shit for you today. The people that watched my stream the other day will recognize one of the later articles because I don't think Monkey's seen it yet.
I just thank you, Jim Beam. Thank you. It's been a while since I've donated. Thanks for the streams. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. That's very, very kind. Remember, guys, if you can donate and are so inclined, please do so. We like money. I was going to try to find a nice way to say that, make it sound better than I'm greedy.
No, we're poor. There's a
poor.
Difference.
It is. Yeah. Slight difference.
Yeah. Poverty just means you would like something to eat.
I would like to
I want it all.
I want to be rich enough to be greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too. Is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory anti-capitalist? No.
Thank you, Frosted.
I mean, there's your answer. No.
Not with that attitude, quitter.
I don't know if the idiot who wrote this paid attention to the beginning of the movie here that she's talking about. They had to buy candy bars, you idiot.
Yeah, and Willy Wonka is in business to make money.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971, is a movie about a successful capitalist searching for his successor. From the very beginning, the film's humor and snark towards those that buy into the system adds an anti-capitalistic commentary on top of what would be otherwise a movie about a factory with little orange green-haired people doing all the labor.
The Oompa Loompa slaves. I think it was more about greed. It wasn't anti-capitalist. It was anti-self-indulgence, if anything else.
The plot driving the whole movie, however, is even more radical. In 2020 terminology, Willy Wonka is a boomer that has recognized his outdated, exploitative method of moving through the world and has decided to step down and search for a progressive member of Gen X to reimagine his business and the world. Boomers take note. That's retarded.
I didn't see that movie or read that book. So I don't know what the hell this person's talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember him freeing all the Oompa Loompas when he gave the factory to Charlie.
No, he was actually saving the Oompa Loompas because they were being wiped out, remember?
No, I'm talking about from the movie because that's all they're going on.
No, he tells their backstory that they were, endangered or whatever. So,
in the movie?
Yeah.
When?
Wasn't that in the scene where they first see the Oompa Loompas? He wasn't like, these are my slaves!
I don't remember that. Huh.
Well, I don't remember. Maybe I'm mixing it up with a different version.
Frank, you might be right. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
I don't know. Fucking tired. I don't fucking know what I'm doing anymore.
Lesser says he does, I'm pretty sure. Jack, yeah, never mind. That's not even related. Thank you, Frank. Oompa Loompas were part of the commune. Hey, look. They were slaves. Forced to make candy and sing about bad children.
Yeah. And they had to choreograph that shit or get the beating.
Resolute Germ says that was the Johnny Depp version, Jack.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since I saw either one of them. I like them both for different reasons. Yeah,
if I as I remembered it in the first one, they don't really explain it. They're just there. Anyhow, where are we? The movie opens with a stampede of children running from school to Bill's candy shop. One of the first sounds we hear is the grating, whiny sound of greedy white children demanding candy from a single shopkeeper. Is this the person
in the UK?
Is this the person who was crying about having to work at Starbucks that day? They didn't give us any help, and I had to wait on people.
Yeah, I had to do my job. Oh, they paid me to do something, and I had to do it. Man, grow up.
The shopkeeper entertains the children and begins singing the Candyman. You know, this sounds like somebody doing a bad pitch meeting.
Yeah, well,
The Candyman can. Throughout the song, he pours bits of candy into the children's hands and allows them to manically ravage the shop. Though the song isn't upbeat and fluffy, the shopkeeper's slightly sinister expression as he gives the children candy, combined with the horrifying speed with which the children consume the copious amounts of sugar around them, creates an unsettling and eerie feeling in the viewer. What? All right. I'm being serious here. No joke here. Those of you who've seen the Gene Wilder version of this, were any of you guys like really creeped out at the Candyman song? I didn't get creeped out till the Oompa Loompas showed up.
Or the song where they're going through the tunnel on the little boat. That's supposed to kind of creep you out.
Yeah, that is creepy.
Said chicken get its head cut off.
When I was a kid, it weirded me out that Grandpa was wearing a dress in bed.
He had a night shirt on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of outdated, and I was young, and I didn't realize that was something. But to me, it's like, that's a dude in a dress. Why is Grandpa in a dress? But the whole this person, oh my God, did you see the kids were happy? The fuck is wrong with this person?
They're dumb.
Enter Charlie Bucket, a low-income working-class schoolboy looking through the window of the shop with puppy eyes. Almost instantly, the audience becomes aligned with Charlie Bucket rather than the world of the other children. It's because he's the protagonist.
Yeah, he's the underdog.
Charlie is framed as the antidote to the over-the-top, loud, greedy capitalist world. No, he's a poor kid who couldn't get in on it. He wanted the candy just as much as they did.
Yeah. The others were just like the one kid was like having his dad open all the candy bars for him, shit like that. Charlie was just broke. So what? You're supposed to root for him. He's the underdog.
When the opportunity to enter Willy Wonka's famed chocolate factory is announced, the whole world is thrown into a frenzy. Again, the movie's use of satire and humor frames the entire situation as absurd to the viewer. It's a movie, homie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be over the top, but it's about a recluse that opens this factory.
One by one, the first 4 golden tickets are found by wealthy kids around the world. Were they all wealthy?
No, because the one fat boy that got a ticket didn't seem all that wealthy. He just was a fat kid, usually chewed bubble gum.
Yeah,
I would say they were mostly like middle class. There was 1 or 2 that were wealthy.
I thought only one of them was actually wealthy. The one who turns into the blueberry.
Yeah, is she the one that had her dad opening all the things and buying all the cases of them?
Yeah, it had he like had his whole factory working to open them for his daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like Mike TV, he looked like a middle class kid from the suburbs.
Yeah.
I bet there's an anti-gun message in there too with this logic.
Let's see. First is Augustus Gloop in Germany, who we are meant to laugh at for his gluttony and fatness, which I do not condone. Next, we meet Veruca Salt, a greedy little capitalist who literally has an entire workforce of women opening chocolate bars at the behest of her factory-owning father. After Veruca is Violet Beauregard, whose local politician, car dealer owning father takes over the TV interview to promote his dealership's bargains. And last is Mike TV, who will not look away from the TV as he's being interviewed.
Yeah, they were more a representation of like the 7 deadly sins, I would think. Sloth, gluttony, etc.
This is really retarded. This person's dumb. I'll throw it into chat if you guys want to read the rest of it, but yeah, I'm not entertaining the rest of that asininity. Because that's stupid.
Yes, it is.
That's really stupid. And look, you can do that with a lot of stuff. Like I said, Pitch Meeting does a great job with taking shit out of context sometimes, but at least they're funny about it. That's just a person trying to be like, look, capitalism's bad. This movie some of you liked as a child says so. And as I recall, at the end of that movie, Charlie's the now owner of the factory that makes candy that they sell to children. This is Kyle. Thank you. As I've heard someone once say, sometimes the cup is just a cup. Stop overthinking so much. Yeah. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Stop with your communist shit, okay?
They can't, because they don't understand communism, so they have to make everything that they justify everything they remotely like as being some sort of anti-capitalist message.
And they also throw in there the guy who just doesn't have ideas anymore. He's got the floating fizzy juice thing, and he's coming up with the everlasting gobstopper. This is the culmination. He's the best candy ever made.
Yeah. And he was developing technology like shrinking the candy bars so you can get them through the TV.
Yeah. Which, by the way, total waste of chocolate. But
yeah,
the idea that he just run out of ideas. Yeah, they were just basically making little candy bars, and he's like, "Oh fuck, we got to get a kid in here." You missed the whole idea. The fact that he thinks like a child, and he wants somebody with that imagination to carry it on, because that's how he thinks too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more like a protege than just like, here's the keys, see you later.
Yeah, the key to keeping
factory, it, but he didn't say he was leaving.
The key to keeping it running is its innovation.
Yeah.
And he didn't want just some stuffy suit in there who was only looking at the bottom line, because that will kill your company.
Yep.
The prize was the factory, and every child got a lifetime of candy. I don't remember the lifetime of candy. Anyhow, all right, moving on. What do we got next? I've got to make sure that we're going to keep this as close to 2 hours as possible, because I got to get some game streaming done. Oh my goodness, I saw what you wrote at the top of the tweet here, Jack. I wasn't looking. Okay. What is this? Reverend Dr. Caleb J. Lines. All right.
I think he was doing lines.
Is gay.
What?
You might want to crank the volume up a bit if you can.
Yeah, we can. God is gay. Frank, thank you. Pro apprentice and anti-college? Maybe that.
Yeah.
God is gay.
Your bow tie's gay.
God is a lesbian.
What? Is he going to next tell me that God's trans? God is a trans gay lesbian.
Oh, what do you think, monkey? Look at his stupid.
I think he's going to tell me that God is a spirit wolf.
Oh, he might be a British Columbia one.
God is trans.
Fuck.
God is gender non-binary. God is straight. God is cisgender. God is black. God is white. God is Middle Eastern. God is Asian.
God is gay Tiger Woods.
God is differently abled mentally and physically. God is
right there. He just called God retarded. That's how you go to hell.
God is differently abled both mentally and physically.
Yeah. Apparently Ricky Berwick might be God.
God is a retard. All right. I mean, that is a way to go with your church, I guess. The Church of the Retarded God, which does explain his little frocky thing he's got going on there. I don't know what those are called. That little sash he's wearing.
Little scarf.
All right. Gay, straight, lesbian, trans, black, white, Middle Eastern, retarded, disabled God. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a busy God. What can I say?
Is able-bodied. God is you, and you are God.
My wife would really appreciate it if you didn't tell me I'm God. She doesn't like me thinking that. She gets a little perturbed.
God, because you are a reflection of God's divine image.
I feel like you missed some classes in theology, homie.
Yeah. By this logic, God is a serial killer.
By this logic, God is a Satanist.
Yeah.
They're Satanists out there, right? And if we're all just made in God's image, and that's how he's taking this in the true sense, then yeah, God is everything horrible. God is literally Hitler.
Yeah. No, Talik nailed it. This is what the Satanic Church preaches. Like, this is exactly the type of shit they preach.
God is Hitler. He just told me.
Yeah.
God is Hitler and Mao and Pol Pot and Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Did Jimmy Carter ever die?
No, he's in hospice.
Yeah, no, that's I just hadn't heard an update, and he's hanging on for a little while. And I'm not praying for him to die. I was just like, did I miss a day? All right.
Well, you did go to sleep at some point.
I've gone to sleep quite a bit lately, Mr. Carter. You're lucky.
Right? I guess God is one of us. Just a slob, like one of us.
No, he's not. He's not one of us. He is us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because we're all God's reflection. You guys are all mentally retarded like God. Oh.
I just had to share that one because I thought it was pretty fucked up.
He's good at the sermonizing.
Yeah, I think he stole that one off the internet from some teenage girl's goth poetry.
I could have come up with God is retarded.
Yeah, I mean, it's like edgy boy stuff from a 12-year-old.
Fuck. No, we're all God, just like God is God. Dude, you're missing. Faith says I'm atheist and I find this offensive. Me too. That is offensive to religion.
It's offensive because it's stupid.
Hey,
it's just
Mr.
baby brain thinking.
Reverend Lines, I have a challenge for you. Follow in the footsteps of Jesus. Go walk where he walked and preach that message. I dare you.
Oh, that'll go over real well in Jordan. I'm going to Damascus to teach. Whoa, what?
I'm going to Damascus to tell them that they are all retarded and gay like God. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun in Jerusalem when two religions beat the shit out of you. Hey, it looks like we found some common ground with the Muslims and the Jews. All right.
Monkey the Ass Hat insists Jesus was a commie. Yeah, there's a lot of people who take that fucking thing because they don't pay attention. Well, it's the same ones who tell us that Mary and Joseph were homeless because they didn't pay attention to the actual story. They were traveling.
Yeah, they were traveling for the census.
They had a home. They just weren't near it when she went into labor. And the hotel there didn't keep them out because they were poor. They were booked.
Yeah, there wasn't any rooms at the inn. They weren't turned away because they're like, sorry, we don't allow your kind here. No, they were like, we're out of rooms, but we have a stable.
Right. That's where the animals give birth. Why? Humans are just animals.
Yeah.
But they do that every fucking Christmas. We have to hear, they let immigrants, they took care of Jesus. What if they turned Jesus away? They literally did. Because they had no room.
Yeah, they were full. We are at capacity.
No, his parents were homeless, wandering illegals.
Yeah.
Who were going to the census.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cast X. They were traveling. Are you an admiral? Yes, I am. Of the Monkey Navy. We have one boat, and it's
like
in my
McHale's
bathtub.
Navy, but funnier.
All right. Oh, Hong Kong influencer's gruesome murder under police investigation.
Yeah, did you see this? Because this is fucked up.
I don't know if I saw this one or not, but this is one of those headlines where it should have another word in there. I get what they're going for, but this
It
makes
involves headlines.
It sounds like she was murdered under the police, like the police investigation did it.
Oh, they might have.
There should be is under police investigation. Hong Kong model and influencer Abby Choi. Former's in-laws have been charged with murder by the police after her body parts were found in a village house refrigerator. Wow.
Yeah.
Choi's ex-father-in-law. Did they get divorced?
What?
It says her ex-father-in-law. Was it her? Was she still married when this happened? Because it wouldn't be ex-father-in-law at that point.
Well, she's dead, so I don't know. Maybe that annuls the marriage over there.
I don't know. I don't like it should say Choi's father-in-law, and his eldest son faced murder charges while the ex-mother-in-law is charged with perverting the course of justice. The ex-husband was okay, so yeah, they were divorced. Then why'd they say in-laws up there anyway?
Well, they were technically in-laws at one point. Real quick, thank you, Travis Gardner. If he did preach this in the Holy Land, I'd have a bit more respect for it. Yeah, I would respect the bravery, but he's still dumb.
They will never do that.
No, because they're cowards.
They wouldn't even go to a mosque in the U.S. and do that. The ex-husband was arrested on Saturday and will be charged with murder, and with all four appearing in court on Monday. Choi's body was discovered by police on Friday after she'd been missing for several days, and her identity card, credit cards, and other belongings were found with the body. Choi's remains had been dissected and stored in a refrigerator in Tai Po, a suburb of Hong Kong. At the news briefing on Sunday, Superintendent Alan Chung, I just want to say that so far this has had a bunch of foreign names, and I've said them all correctly. You know why? Because they're using the Asian version of Smith and Jones, and I can say those.
Uh-huh.
Choi's easy to say. Anyway, where are we? Alan Chung. His name's Alan. That does throw me off a little bit. Are there a lot of Allens in Hong Kong?
Well, Hong Kong used to be a British territory, so there might be more than a few.
All right, I guess. Revealed that they found Choi's skull, believed to be hers, in one of a cooking pot seized, along with human tissue, ribs, and hair. Chung stated that Choi was likely attacked in a car and was unconscious when she arrived at the village house. They're still trying to determine the time of death and locate her hands and torso.
Yeah, pretty fucked up.
The police also arrested
beautiful chick over nothing.
The police also arrested a woman they believe to be the ex-husband's father's mistress. That has a Spaceballs ring to it.
That does, doesn't it?
On Sunday for allegedly aiding the other suspects. She had rented the house with her father and another location to hide the ex-husband. According to Chung, Choi had financial disputes with her ex-husband and his family involving tens of millions of Hong Kong dollars, and some people were dissatisfied with how she managed her financial assets. She was 28. They don't say how she was killed.
Well, I assume they hacked her up.
But I'm assuming that's not the cause of death.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is Hong Kong. They don't fuck around over there.
I mean, that's kind of hardcore to start with, dismemberment as your murder
We don't know if this is their first.
Like, cut off her feet. That'll kill her. It's kind of fucked up. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, I brought the winners today. I thought you would enjoy a change of pace from my usual shenanigans.
I do. I was just talking on the stream this morning right after you left about how, the news lately, we've been in such a rut with nothing really changing. You're always in your window with your tits out.
No, you're on the wrong one. Go to the video. Just go to the video.
So it's.
I hate these little videos now.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So we have a. There's no way to make it bigger.
So it's pancake
there we go.
day. I am just about to go to the shop. I'm going to get some stuff. I'm going to film myself making some pancake. Oh my god. Huh? Are you okay?
I'm not being funny. You need to stop now. You're being really loud. I'm sat in my garden. I've just come home from work and all I can hear is your dog.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm just making a TikTok.
I know, but you're always making TikToks. It's every day now.
Well, yeah, because making TikToks is my job.
Well, I've just come from my actual job and I really just don't want to hear it. If I can't hear you, you're always stood in your windows with your out and I've had enough. I don't want to see it. I'm just letting you know, it's not just me that thinks it, it's the rest of the neighbours as well.
Why are you looking if I'm stood at my neighbour?
I mean, why am I looking? You're in your windows, they're clear. That's all I can see, all I can hear, all I can do is you every day. I've had enough.
I'm sorry, I'm not
trying to
trying.
be nice, but I can't be doing.
I see. This is what I like about the English. She just told her she's annoying as shit, and she even says, "I'm trying to be nice."
Yeah. That's all I can see. You're in your fucking car. You're in your window. That's all I deal with. We're all tired of it. Knock it off. I'm trying
And
to
you
be
won't-
nice here.
You're loud, and she really was. I was going to comment on that because she reminded me of like a weird Mr. Sandman, the way she ends her sentences with a "huh" at the end of every fucking word. And yeah, if I had to listen to that, she's in her car with her windows rolled up, and this bitch heard it from inside.
Yeah.
But in America, if this was an American chick, she'd already started crying with the way this woman has talked to her.
Yeah, well, in America, somebody probably would have dragged this bitch out of the car and beat the fuck out of her like a lunatic. So,
Evolve says that is being nice. I agree. I think you guys are a lot more honest and a lot less sensitive than Americans are, because some of the stuff that you guys say to each other, which isn't meant in offense, it's just, hey, this is how things are. Americans would be like, I can't believe you said that to me. I have feelings, you know.
well, to be fair, Evolve's got to dodge like huntsman spiders and 8 million other monsters that are trying to kill them in Australia. They don't have time for like a lot of pleasantries or getting agitated by foolishness.
The Australians have held on to that English tradition of just being honest with people.
Yeah,
and
being like, look, nobody likes us, knock it the fuck off. Oh, you're muted. I was like, oh, did my internet cut out again?
I was muted. I coughed and
Yes.
forgot to unmute.
Yes, you did.
Mr. Sandman, the Spider-Man villain. No. Mr. Sandman, the MGTOW. Look up. Episode 3 of the MGTOW Wars. Watch that. You'll hear Sandman in it. Episode 1 and 2 had to come down because Ethan Klein's a goddamn pussy.
Shocker.
1 and 2 are still, or number 3 is still up. 1 and 2 had to go away. I was a little too mean in those ones, so I had to.
Weren't.
By Ethan Klein's, I'm gonna cry if anybody says something mean about me standards that he got Susan to change our rules for.
That is so not Teddy Fresh.
Those had to come down. No, it's exactly Teddy Fresh.
Teddy Fresh, baby.
Teddy Fresh is made for adults to dress like children. Do you think he just wants to go be touched in a school?
Yeah, maybe. But I think he has like one of those weird baby fetish things where he wants to wear a diaper and get his nappies changed.
I bet he does that, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Frank. To be fair, English people can go to jail if someone is offended. Don't think that they're any less pussified there. I think it's the opposite. Well, yeah, I think their system is quickly becoming very pussy, but the people aren't, because, I mean, just like the Aussies, they throw the C word around a lot. So.
No, I hear what you're saying with that. And yes, they have laws like that. But when it comes, just watch 2 English people who don't like each other just talk to each other. It's funny as shit. By American standards, they'd come to blows. And they're just like chatting. Snubber, thank you. Who's worse, Sandman or Angry MGTOW? Depends on what you mean by worse.
Sandman, that is a good question, Snub.
Sandman is worse if you're talking about the actual impact he had because people took him seriously. If you're talking about being just a fucking lolcow, Angry MGTOW by far.
No, I think that it's one of those like chicken or egg kind of things, because it really does depend on the perspective you have. So I think Angry MGTOW was funnier as a lol cow. Sandman was very, very. I think both of them were very serious, but Sandman was more influential. So I'd go with Sandman. But I think Angry MGTOW was a little bit more in it for the financials.
He was in it for the financials, and his stuff wasn't actually MGTOW. He just hated women because his mom didn't like him. And that's true. That's not me just being mean.
But I could see where people would think that Angry MGTOW was worse because he hated women. And his voice was a little more annoying with that like lispy thing.
All right, let's finish up with Loud Bitch here. Women, stop doing this thing to your eyebrows to your eyelashes where you bring it halfway across your face to try to look more Asian. It doesn't look good on white girls. I don't know who told you guys it did.
No. If you're like Native American or Asian, you can definitely pull that off. But
it looks dumb on white girls. Sorry.
Yeah.
Doing with it. It's too much. I'm just letting you know you everyone off. I want to hear it.
I can't believe that just happened.
I can't believe it didn't happen sooner if that's actually how you are.
Yeah. Oh, I have no doubt this chick is an annoying bitch to have around the apartment complex. Like, she seems so irritating just from that brief little introduction we had of her.
Yeah, and that other picture that I brought up, because I brought up the first thing, like I should, Jack. You didn't tell me to bring up the second thing first. But here's a picture of her in her. Look. Why are you looking? You're in this picture, you're outdoors. In your underwear.
If that's what she's doing in front of the window every day, I can see why people would be annoyed with it.
I'd be filming it myself and putting it online.
Yeah, and tagging her in it.
Yeah. You'll not believe what my neighbor's doing right now.
Yeah. How do you know it's me? Because your handle is Jack at 5E.
Okay, what is this one? A little more serious of a story here.
Yeah, just sneak one in.
China can take out the entire U.S. this way, lawmaker warns. Texas State Senator Bob Hall on Sunday said that 5 or 6 balloons like the one spotted flying over the U.S. airspace last month could pose a major threat to the United States.
So let's announce it to everybody.
Hall is a Republican lawmaker first elected to the... No, I don't care. Hall made an appearance on Fox News on Sunday and spoke about the potential threat posed by the U.S. by balloons like the Chinese one that was shot down 3 weeks ago over the Atlantic Ocean. Hey, they didn't say either of the Carolinas this time.
Because they don't know either.
As the state senator explained, such balloons have a history of nuclear testing and could be a significant threat. While a few of them could take out the entire country, he also said that just one could still have a disastrous effect on the country's infrastructure. Is he just getting at the fact that a nuclear explosion would be bad?
Well, yeah, kind of.
All right. I'd blitz the hell out of her. Oh, that chick wasn't ugly. She had bad eye makeup because women do stupid shit with makeup. But
fat.
Yeah, she was still cute though.
Yeah, I don't know. During sex, I might call her Porculus.
Yeah, she's. I thought her body was beautiful. I know you like internment camp thin, but yeah, she's nice.
Like a chubby.
It's not my fault you like them needing a doctor.
I like them Asian.
She needs fluids and milk and food. It's a real thing. The first high-altitude nuclear test was done using a weather balloon to determine its efficacy. We know it's been in the arsenal of our enemies for quite a while. While a balloon wouldn't be quite as effective as a rocket that carried it higher, probably 5 or 6 would be enough to take out the entire U.S. But just one would be so catastrophic that there's a possibility it could bring down the rest of the power grid by itself, just by the nature of the grid. He's talking about an EMP blast here.
Yeah.
I'm still curious how effective the EMP blast would be to getting how long it would take to get things back online.
It'd take about a year because a lot of the transformers we use have to be built, and they take about a year to build because we don't keep surplus ones around, apparently. Like the big transformers, not the ones you see on the telephone poles.
Yeah,
But like the big ones at the plants. But so apparently those have to be custom made, and we don't keep extras around for some asinine reason. They're too expensive for something.
The early high-altitude test that Hall referred to as Operation Hardtack 1, a series of 35 U.S. nuclear tests held over the Pacific across several months in 1958. One of the tests, designated Yucca, involved using a balloon to carry, or Yucca, I don't know how you say that word if I'm being honest.
Yucca.
To carry a nuclear payload tens of thousands of feet into the air, according to the Defense Threat Reduction Agency. Test was also used to measure the effects of electromagnetic waves released from the explosion, which Hall further said could present significant dangers to the U.S. infrastructure. Yeah. A recent Newsweek fact check determined that while these balloons could employ EMP charges, they would be highly susceptible to military intervention, meaning missile launches would be the most likely method of deployment. Well, how can you say that when we let that thing fly all the way across the U.S.? Now, a missile launch might be the most effective way to make sure it got there, but we talked about this, Jack, that this was a test to see what they could get away with. How long before America shoots this down?
Yeah,
and
if that had payload on it, they could have detonated it right when the jet was detected.
We literally let it go. It comes in through Alaska, goes across Canada, comes down from the Dakotas and Montana in that area, and goes over across the states all the way over to South Carolina.
Or north, depending.
That's a pretty big trajectory where we did not shoot it down because the fucking Oompa Loompa in office is like, it might hurt a cow.
No, it might hurt Hunter's paycheck or the next sale of his paintings.
Well, if we're being honest about it, sure. But what he said in public.
Oh, yeah. If you want to.
Imagine if that thing fell on a school. So don't shoot it down over a school, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
It was over hundreds of miles of empty space and you didn't do shit. At one point, it was over mountains, motherfucker. Oh, might hit some school kids in the mountains. Dumbass. But what are we going to do?
I mean, look, if they wanted to do asymmetrical warfare, they release 100 balloons, only one of them is armed, and the rest are just floating at the level of an airplane. Take out a few airplanes, terrify the population, set off an EMP over a mid-sized city, and create complete chaos. You have a super chat.
I just realized that Joe Biden is God because Joe Biden's retarded and God's retarded.
That's what that homosexual fella said.
Thank you, S. Cybertaz. Don't mention internment camps around George Takei. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem to mind so much anymore. He's all right with those kind of things if it's for the right reason.
Yeah.
You would think with his history with that, he would be against more stuff like that, right?
You would think so, but
no. For those of you who don't know, him and his family were in the internment camps.
The Japanese internment camps.
The Japanese internment camps, not ours, yeah.
Yeah, it was the U.S. Where they interned the Japanese, not like he was in Auschwitz or something.
Right. New twist in the Toy Story. Brazilian woman with ragdoll husband claims their child has been kidnapped and held.
He didn't even get through the headline, you guys. I remember we talked about this lady that she married the ragdoll. Then we covered the story where her husband was suspected of cheating on her. Yeah. Now it turns out their child has been abducted.
The child has been kidnapped and held hostage.
Yeah, I know a lot of people heard me talk about this one on my stream a few days ago, but I knew Monkey had to see this.
I'd forgotten all about this bitch.
No, you blocked it out. There's the difference. Real quickly, thank you, Evolved Potato. China does something called salami slicing, going forward until they get resistance, then backing off a little bit, but still gaining ground. Then rinse and repeat. They've done it in South China Sea and India. Now they're doing it here. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Green Lady Gray, you must be new. This is old lore. This goes back to Lords of the Night lore when we read about this bitch.
Yeah.
She married this. I brought it to the pictures because this pretty much is what we need to explain here. This is her. She married this doll.
Uh-huh.
They didn't even try with that doll.
That's what I said too.
And then
it's creepy as shit. I would shoot that if it was in my house.
Then she had its baby. This is the baby.
Yeah, that's a much more recent development.
And then he cheated on her with a friend of hers that she loaned the doll out to. And he was really sorry about it. Do you remember that part of the story?
Yeah, he was very sorry. I think the most recent we had gotten was the cheating scandal.
Yes, he cheated on her.
Yeah. You're going to love this story, dude. Don't scroll down anymore because it'll ruin the part of the story. Just go right back up to the top. Don't look at any more pictures and take it from the top because this is actually one of the funniest fucking stories I've seen in a long time. It really made my day.
Okay. I will go as fast as I can because we are at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, sorry.
A woman who married a ragdoll has launched a desperate bid to find their ragdoll child after he was kidnapped. Mirovan, I don't know how you say her name, Roca Moraes, who married the love of her life named Marcelo, following their first meeting 8 months ago, No, this has to be longer ago than that.
There have been a couple stories like this. You might be getting a couple of them confused.
No, I remember this lady. I remember that fucking doll.
That may have been her first husband.
There's no way this was only 8 months ago. All right, now I'm going to have to go back in the archives and look. Because I swear this is years old.
No, there was a lady years ago. I think you're getting confused with that married a different doll.
No, I remember that fucking doll, and I remember those two pictures. So,
I don't know.
Yeah. The concerned mother, 37, from Brazil, revealed the worrying development following a roller coaster romance with the ragdoll, which is also involved a cheating scandal in which she accused her husband of an affair. As she waits to hear news on her baby son's whereabouts, she posted she's on TikTok.
Well, I mean, are you surprised?
She posted a TikTok video of herself putting up flyers in the neighborhood, urging people to come forward if they have information. Check under the bed. That's where that kind of stuff usually gets lost, honey. Meanwhile, the helpless mother who had quit working while she searches for her son revealed she is terrified after receiving a video of her son sat in a corner of an abandoned building earlier this week.
That's just a random house in Brazil.
It's her house. She said, "There's a part of me worried that they will set him on fire. I can't sleep. Marcelo is up all night calling out his son's name. He's a doll.
He's worried sick, monkey."
Diego and Carol are sad because they can't understand where their brother is. Revealing she's terrified, she said the stress and worry is all too much. She claimed she and Marcelo have enlisted a group of friends and family to scour the streets. Oh, God.
None of which were her psychologists, from what I can tell.
Looking for her youngest son. I remember that picture too, because he's got a pedo stash for some reason.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he has a mullet and a pedo stash.
Yeah. She added, I just love him so much. I am left here thinking are they giving him a bath? Are they giving him clean milk? He's a doll. Are they taking good care of him? Deep down, my mother's intuition is telling me he's fine because he's in the other room, but I just don't know what is happening. Maravone, how's her name, who is the sole breadwinner of the family, revealed she's given up work didn't she give up work during the affair too?
Yeah, till that resolved itself.
Yeah, she had mental issues from it, so she couldn't go to work.
Oh, there's mental issues, all right.
She's given up work while she searches for her son as the captors demand 7,000 in Brazilian real for his safe return.
That's about $130.
Have you thought about just going and buying a new doll?
You can't just buy a new child, monkey.
She's done it 3 times. She's done it 3 times. In her bid to find Marcela, I don't fucking care. The mother has uploaded videos of herself putting up missing. You already told us that. In one video, which has over 990,000 views on TikTok, she sits with her husband as they announce the devastating news. Did they announce it? I want to see him talk. Commenting on the video, one person said, "This mother's despair is heartbreaking." Another added, in contrast, Marcelo seems very calm about his missing son. Oh my God, I hope they find him, added another. Now this is a picture I haven't seen before. That one, I don't remember if I've seen that one.
That's when he was put out on the couch for the cheating scandal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because if you remember the cheating scandal, he was supposedly sleeping with one of her friends.
Oh, he was texting with her. Yeah.
A fourth TikTok user demanded whoever kidnapped Marcelinho give him back now. It's a goddamn doll.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I'm tempted to send this lady a letter saying, just to show you we aren't fucking around, in an envelope with a few cotton balls.
Just sew up a hand and fill it with a white little hand and send it to her. Pumpkin Trucker, thank you. In a recent development, the doll child has been recovered. Only injuries: a torn arm. The woman wove coleslaw into the womb. Now her child identifies as a Cabbage Patch doll. Miravino announced last summer she had, I know I'm not saying her name right. Last summer, she'd welcomed her third child to her ragdoll husband, just as the pair returned home from their honeymoon in Rio de Janeiro. Did this bitch announce her wedding to this guy twice?
She might have. I don't know.
She gave birth in just 35 minutes at home with a doctor and nurse on site in case she cut herself while cutting the pattern and stuck herself with a needle while sewing them together, while live streaming the event to an audience of 200 people.
I would have watched the shit out of that, not gonna lie.
Speaking about labor, she said, "I didn't feel the contractions in pain.
Because it wasn't real."
Despite being physically impossible, she claims it was like a real birth. Seeing the placenta and umbilical cord and the blood made it all real, she said. He was here in 35 minutes and he is great. It really upsets me when people say this is fake. It makes me so angry. It is fake. I am a woman of character. My father, my mother taught me to be honest, to be a good person, and not to take advantage of anything. Yeah. Bitch, you crazy. Does this... Hang on. Hasn't always been an easy ride. She accused him of cheating on her last year. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this crazy bitch. Why would you get a doll with the pedo stash? And then to have children with him. I mean, you're just asking for trouble, lady.
Yeah. Look, it's all coming apart at the seams.
How hard do you think the wait staff involved in this picture laughed their asses off in the kitchen?
I think you know the answer to that.
All right, crazy bitch. You fucking weirdo. I get it. She's looking for attention and shit. And she's found a way to get it. I mean, the bitch is crazy. But fuck, man. That girl needs help. She really does.
Yeah. I'm guessing that one of her children is a real human being. And he's the one that took the doll.
Does she have real kids?
I don't know. She has 2 other children. They're not identified as rag dolls or not. But I'm guessing if they're real, either of them are real humans, that's the person that did it.
I'm gonna say, based on everything, that nobody took this thing. It's in a closet somewhere in her house because she's made up everything else about this.
Oh, how can you say such horrible things, monkey?
There's no reason to believe her on this. I mean, you're literally feeding into a delusion.
Oh my God, how can you say so? You are just denying true love.
I just wonder how much she honestly believes it. Because that is, I mean, if she's just trolling, well done.
Yeah, it's funny shit. But if she's not trolling, this is funnier.
If she's not trolling, the bitch needs to be in a psych ward.
Oh, I think she needs to be in a psych ward either way. Because coming up with living with that creepy ass giant doll, something ain't right with you.
If you have something like that and you can get a whole bunch of people to jump on and give you money and shit, and you know it's fake, good for you. Their relationship is stuffed with trauma. But if she is honestly out there, no, this really is my baby, bitch, you lost your damn mind. All right, and finally we have whatever the fuck that is.
My name is Talia Fire, the one and only, aka Hood Barbie. Power keep going out because homeless people keep coming over here, cutting some whatever they're doing over here to get the copper to make their money. And my thing is, people got kids over here. People got stuff to do. I'm on camera looking a mess. I didn't get to do my hair, my makeup, nothing. Y'all charging over $1,000 for a studio, and y'all can't even keep homeless people from stealing y'all damn copper. Make it make sense, boo.
Homeless people are stealing the copper and it's making the lights go out in the neighborhood?
Uh-huh. Make it make sense, boo.
You realize without them turning off the electricity first, they'd be electrocuting themselves, right?
Don't mock Hood Barbie. She's a wise elder of our neighborhood.
They are stealing all of. All right.
They're homeless people. Do they even count if they get electrocuted? It's like watching a squirrel die.
I imagine you'd at least see them. There'd be a smoking guy on the, and I don't mean somebody having a cigarette, a guy literally smoking, laying on the ground there.
Yeah, it's called pest control.
I highly doubt they're stealing all the copper, sweetie.
That's why your power's going out.
It's probably your power company needing to fix shit,
or somebody to pay the bill.
Or, well, I mean, the whole block is out. That's why I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt there.
It wouldn't surprise me if the hobos are stealing the copper out of there. I've seen that before, but This reminded me so much of that guy. I forget what his nickname was, but he was like, "Lock up your sisters."
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're raping everybody.
Stealing copper is a thing that happens, but you don't do it with live wires.
Not if you want to survive.
And when it comes to stealing copper, pipes are a much better way to go because there's just not that much in the lines. It can be done. There's people who do it, yes, but you're going to electrocute yourself.
Yeah, hide your kids, hide your wives. Exactly, Hammond. Yeah, it does look like Lady Deathstrike. You're not wrong.
You can cut the mains one at a time, Monkey. I mean, I guess, but all right.
Oh, thank you. Understatement. She should be glad that doll wasn't made of burlap. Then it would have went out for candy cigarettes and never be seen again.
No, God damn.
Well, she's Brazilian. I don't know. Thank you. Understatement. Jesus.
That's called a brownout due to green energy and a non-green energy. I don't know what's causing their power outages, but I get what you're saying there, Faithless. Like I said, it can be done, but the homeless just repeatedly stealing the copper lines, because she said this keeps happening.
Yeah,
not a one-time thing, not twice. It keeps happening. Well, I have a feeling it's not actually the homeless stealing wires.
To be fair to Hood Barbie, she might have meant that this keeps happening in the city, not necessarily at that location.
Given her anger about it, she made it sound like it was coming, like her building keeps going out.
Oh, it might just be the neighborhood, though. You know, I mean, they go around to all the apartment buildings and they got to shut the power down everywhere. So I don't know. I just thought Hood Barbie was hilarious.
She is. I'm just stuck on the homeless people stealing all her copper wires.
Yeah, you're really hung up on that when she had those raptor talons.
Dude, I used to know a chick who had those for real.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were nasty. I went to back in 7th grade. Nails, when those are natural like that, they don't actually go straight out. They curl.
Yeah, it's gross.
And she didn't always have nail polish on them so you can see them. And they're fucking nasty. It looks like something off a dead person. So, yeah. She should tell Hood Ken to take care of it. Hood Ken ain't got no balls. How he gonna do anything? Power outages equal your government is not investing in your infrastructure. Your tax monies the politicians are spending it on OnlyFans. No, they're not. They're spending it on Zelensky. But anyway, Jack, that is it for tonight's show. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the episode. I will be over on Twitch playing some Hogwarts in just a little bit. We got to finish that one up. Actually, I don't know that we're playing Hogwarts. We'll see. I might just to try it out, fire up Kerbal 2 and see how it goes.
Well,
we'll fire up Kerbal 2 and we'll do a one-off. We'll do a real playthrough of Kerbal 2 coming up, but I still haven't even. I've turned the game on, but I haven't started the game. I haven't loaded it up all the way, and I'm kind of itching to do so. So, yeah, we'll do a Kerbal 2 and see if Jebediah makes it. Anybody want to take bets on whether or not Jebediah lives?
Is Jebediah a horse?
No, Jebediah is a Kerbal, and he has met some rough ends.
Oh.
One time his rocket literally just fell over and exploded.
Wow. Like that guy, the flat earth guy?
No, the flat earth guy actually launched into space. No, the rocket didn't even take off. It just fell over. There's a weird thing in the original Kerbal where you can accidentally when you're building the rocket, accidentally move it over.
Oh.
And then it goes onto the launch pad. And if it's not centered on the launch pad or have some other struts or something holding it up, it's off center and will fall over, which is what happened to poor Jeb.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Kerbal 2 doesn't have a campaign mode yet. It's all sandbox. Well, I guess if I'm being honest, the way I've always played Kerbal, it's pretty much all sandbox. I mean, I limit myself, but it's not like I always did what you're supposed to do. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for the donations. I really, really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links. As always, thank you guys so much for the donations. You're awesome. It's greatly appreciated. And thanks for coming out and watching us.
Twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Maybe an hour or so. I got to get everything set up. I got to get a thumbnail made because I haven't made one for it yet. And then we'll be over there and see if we can launch into space with the new Kerbal and test it out. I've heard mixed reviews on this thing. And one of the ones that I've heard is, it doesn't have all the features they told us it would have. They literally said that it was going to be released basically in modules.
Oh.
That part will be released and then they'll add it. They'll tack on another part. And so anybody who's like, we were told different. You need to learn to fucking read. But there's some performance issues are the one that's got me kind of curious because a lot of people are having stuttering and stuff. So we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't go well, we'll just fire up some Hogwarts and get back to that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Be careful with your dolls. They sometimes will hump you and get you pregnant, apparently.